Welcome back. We have got some breaking news.
Jürgen Klopp's comments about a possible return to Liverpool FC have sparked waves among the club's supporters, media, and hierarchy, coming at a moment when current manager Arne Slot is under mounting pressure after a string of disappointing results. While Klopp insisted his plans don't involve immediate coaching, his acknowledgement that a return is theoretically possible has reignited talks of a dramatic twist at Anfield. Klopp, who ended his 9-year reign at Liverpool by winning the Premier League and Champions League, left behind a legacy of high intensity and transformative success. He exited the club at the end of the 2023-24 season and moved into a different role as head of global soccer for Red Bull GmbH, a position he describes as offering greater flexibility and less of the day-to-day demands of coaching. He stated plainly that while he doesn't miss coaching in its traditional sense, standing in the rain, training sessions, press conferences, he didn't rule out one day returning, and if so, said it would only be to Liverpool. The timing of Klopp's remarks has raised eyebrows given Liverpool's poor run of form. Slot's side have suffered 4 defeats in a row, a slump the club hasn't endured since 2014. The losses have exposed tactical vulnerabilities, defensive lapses, and signs of confusion in the playing squad. Within the story, Klopp's words appear more than casual. Some interpret them as casting a long shadow over Slot's tenure and signaling impatience amongst the club's supporters and decision-makers. Slot, meanwhile, remains publicly backed by the club hierarchy and by Klopp himself. Klopp praised Slot's work, declaring he believes the current squad, boosted by signings like Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike, has significant potential and that the club's future remains bright. He reiterated that Liverpool fans shouldn't worry and emphasized that winning at the very top takes time. Still, the atmosphere around Anfield suggests more than patience. There's growing tension, frustration, and a sense of crisis. Sources inside the club suggest that while Klopp's return is not actively being planned, his comments have unintentionally applied pressure on Slot. Supporters have pointed to those remarks as evidence that the club retains an exit plan, or at least is keeping options open should results not improve swiftly. Furthermore, some senior players are reportedly unsettled by the uncertainty. On the one hand, they respect Slot and the new project; on the other, seeing Klopp's name in media speculation again creates distraction and questions of confidence. Arne Slot's position is complicated. On arrival, he inherited a squad molded by Klopp's philosophy. He delivered the title in his first season and looked to inject fresh ideas without losing the core strength of Liverpool's identity. But this season's start has seen signs of fracture. New players have struggled to integrate, defensive issues persist, and consistency has vanished. Critics say the honeymoon period is over and the tactical rigidity or lack of adaptability is costing the team dearly. Klopp's remarks may carry deeper significance. By stating explicitly that he won't coach another English club and that if he ever returns it will only be at Liverpool, he underscores his permanent connection with the club. That bond creates a narrative: if things don't improve, the door is still open. Whether that message was intended as reassurance or as a warning is open to interpretation, but either way it has resonance. The optics are compelling. Within Liverpool's infrastructure there are voices urging calm, emphasizing that rebuilding is ongoing, changes take time, and harsh judgment is premature. But in a sport driven by results and immediate impact, time is a rare commodity. The effects of Klopp's words coupled with the present crisis mean that Slot is now navigating more than just a tactical challenge, he is navigating legacy, expectation, and looming speculation. From a broader perspective, managers at top clubs are almost always judged by immediate results. A few months ago, Liverpool's new summer signings were lauded as brilliant reinforcements. now they are part of a narrative of underperformance. Slot has to reignite confidence, deliver wins, and handle the internal dynamics that Klopp's shadow has accentuated. For supporters, the conversation is complex. On one hand, they value stability, are aware of the dangers of turnover, and want to give Slot time. On the other, the resurrection of the Klopp narrative creates nostalgia, insecurity, and the idea that the previous era might not simply be done. Understanding that Liverpool invested heavily, and that expectations remain high, the notion that Klopp might return adds drama, hope, and uncertainty all in one. On the flip side, it's worth noting that Klopp himself said he does not miss coaching and is content in his current role. He emphasized he has no immediate plans and is enjoying a different kind of contribution to football. The remark of theoretically possible underlines uncertainty. The real question is not necessarily will Klopp return tomorrow, but should Klopp return, and what would his return mean for Slot, for Liverpool, and for the culture of the club. For Arne Slot, the path forward is clear yet difficult: win games, stabilize the squad, and suppress speculation about his future. The club's board will monitor progress, listening to supporters and interpreting his tenure not only in terms of trophies but also in team direction, culture, and long-term vision. In the short term, though, the story has turned into a crisis rather than a transition. The interplay of Klopp's past success, Slot's current challenge, and the present crisis at Liverpool has created a narrative richer than just tactics and football. Legacy, possibility, and expectation are all colliding. Klopp's mention of a potential return keeps both tension and interest alive. Slot's immediate challenge is to keep Liverpool moving forward without looking back. For now, the club and its fans are stuck in the middle of that tension, hoping the storm passes but aware that if it doesn't, the man many believe built the modern foundation at Anfield might yet walk back through those gates again. In the end, Liverpool's current moment is more than a rough patch, it is a test of identity, resilience, and leadership. How Arne Slot responds in the coming weeks will shape not just the season, but the tone of the next era at Anfield. And whether Klopp ever returns may stay a possibility, but it's a possibility that now has more weight, more urgency, and more meaning than ever.